when I put it together, I borrow concepts, as you mentioned, Tony Robbins and the impact that created in you. I borrow concepts from John DeMartini, from Joe Dispenza, from the Dent Company. And I felt that the limiting beliefs and mindset was a component that needed to be included first. However, when I went to study leadership, what it really convinced me, the key issue here is when we don't know where we are at in 10 key capabilities of self-leadership, whether you want to be a leader yourself, we first need to lead ourselves. And I remember when I did my first emotional capital report, which is a diagnostic tool that measures your 10 capabilities in emotional intelligence. Well, at the time, I just came from dealing with some personal challenges, and I was quite surprised that my level of empathy and my levels of straightforwardness were very low. And I felt like, wow, this needs to be included first, because otherwise, how do we start the conversation about what the person wants to envision for themselves if they don't know where they are at, if they don't know how much they know themselves? Do they have that high level of self-knowledge, self-actualization, and adaptability, optimism, resilience? And for me, when you mentioned the underrated skill that people needs to foster is emotional intelligence, and I agree from my side of the fence, as I see it daily, that without understanding yourself, whether you want to be a leader or not, as I mentioned, we first need to lead ourselves before is how we change that mindset, before we embark into leading others or making a difference in an organization, whether you are a contractor, a freelancer, or if you want to create and package your knowledge in the future to create something bigger and leave a legacy. So that's why I agree with you.
Well, completely aligned, Maria, and that's really good to hear.
it it makes our life easy, and our conversations and the insights that people are getting from this exchange. Well, one last question, because I can appreciate that is a public holiday where you are and you would like to enjoy your morning, seize the day fully where you
Tuesday.
are. So what legacy do you hope your work will create for others, especially the future leaders, and also all those organizations that you are working with?
Oh, such a good question, Maria. I think for me, it's around making sure that we deliver impact that helps businesses and helps individuals and helps others in some way, shape, or form. That might be to have a better business, have a better life. That's what it is for me. Create impact that
Mm,
has lasting value or lasting impact in some way. Because we really want our impact to be felt long after the invoice is paid
that's for
and
sure.
to be remembered and to be long lasting in that impact. And I think that's what I'm striving to achieve. And in all of that comes, the emotional intelligence, the kindness, the caring about other people, caring about their business, and all of those things wrapped up in emotional intelligence to help others and to be a better person myself.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we wrap up, one piece of advice that you will give to someone who feels this is more at individual level, someone who feels perhaps stuck, but she or he knows that they have untapped potential.
Well, we all have untapped potential, is the first thing I'd say. And the key is that we have to find out how we can bring that about. So, First steps for me would be one, self-awareness that you are stuck. Two, think about what it is you could do to release that unstuckness. And a great tool to do that would be ChatGPT.
Yes.
Ask ChatGPT for some ideas. You're feeling stuck. What could I do to become unstuck? Ask it to list some recommendations. That could be some books, it could be some meditations, it could be some sitting down and talking with somebody and just asking for their view and somebody who knows you, who you trust. And then when you've got all of those things, take action because in taking action, we feel better. We don't feel stuck. I know that myself. When I take action, I don't feel stuck. I might not get the exact results I'm looking for, but I'm making progress and I learn from what that progress that I've taken. It teaches me things. It helps me to improve. It helps me to become unstuck.
That's
So,
great. And the exponential growth of ChatGPT as counselors, coaches,
yeah,
mentors is quite amazing. However, it will never replace that human
it will not.
reality and the human connection, regardless that we can't really improvise at that speed and high level speed that ChatGPT can respond. So that's what I love, these authentic conversations. But it's so true, and everyone has untapped potential. However, it's about your belief, your taking action, and understanding that it doesn't happen overnight, not only for
Yeah.
gaining $1 million or millions of pounds account, but also creating that next step to tap into the vision of who you want to be. And you say something so insightful here. Well, think about that vision. If that organization will survive without you, you're not really a key person of influence. Well, think about how could you create that opportunity, and that is very insightful, not only for our audience, but for ourselves. Daily thinking. How can we make that personal transformation for ourselves and for the people that are surrounding us? I want to thank you so much, Rebecca, for this amazing time together and your generosity of spending time to our audience, getting to know you and getting to know you as well.
Maria, big thanks to you. Thank you very much. And do you know what? It's been amazing because we've only met once before, but we are connected through that understanding that emotional intelligence
Yeah.
is key. And you arrive at a place with another person when they also understand how important emotional intelligence is. You just think they get it. And you mentioned Joe Dispenza, and I think he's amazing as well.
Oh, I love him. Yes, his meditations is something and someone that his books have transformed my life in at times of challenging times. Thank you so much, Rebecca. I'll see you in the huddle on our programs, and I'll be in touch as well with some snippets for this wonderful time together with you.
Thank you.